The Power of Us is a vision to help protect the environment and democracy through small dinner gatherings that connect us in the heart and a social app that will eventually connect us locally, nationally, and even globally. It is based on the teachings of Erica Chenoweth, who is a political scientist at Harvard. And what she discovered in her research of over 100 social change movements between 1906 and 2006 was that every movement that had reached a critical mass of 3.5% of the population of its nation was nonviolent and had clear goals and directives, overwhelmingly reached their goals. Not one movement that had reached those criteria failed. And so that's a really important figure to keep in mind, that in this nation, that would be 11.5 million people. And that is a reachable number given the power of social media. And what that number tells us is that once a movement reaches that tipping point, the actions that we take become exponentially more effective. And in fact, the actions become less and less important. What's important is the scale at which we can act. And so another piece of this vision is that it's based on an understanding of what has actually empowered movements throughout history and empowered human beings, and that it needs to be rooted in consciousness, you could say spirit, if you believe in the sacred, or the transcendent good, if you're a rationalist. But the movements of Mandela, King, and Gandhi were all rooted in this understanding of the power of spirit and the power of love and compassion to elevate us to our highest potential as human beings. And so when that consciousness is expressed through values and principles that are clearly laid out, the value of speaking the truth, of compassion, of treating others as we would like to be treated, and of taking courageous action, which is in integrity. When those values are held firm and we live by them, then our capacity to collaborate and cooperate and communicate with each other and actually bring about effective action becomes exponentially more achievable. So this is the vision I wish to share with you, and I invite you in to participate and to explore in more detail on this website. We will be having dinner gatherings, which are a time to meet each other in the heart, to share how we are actually handling the crises in the world, what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening to our environment. When we start to connect with our heartbreak and our actual grief and rage, those emotions wake us up and start to connect us to each other and to our deep humanity, especially when we have a sense that there's hope, that there is in fact a path forward that we can follow that leads us to the future we all want to see. When polls are taken, over 70% of the population of America all want the same thing. We want a regenerative, collaborative political economy. We want affordable healthcare, housing, education. We all want clean air, water, and food. And all of these things are overwhelmingly achievable. What we lack to bring them about and to bring that new system about isn't a lack of knowledge or technology. What's lacking is the political will. And that's what this vision is about, is creating a bonfire, a blazing white heat fire of will and of hope. You know, as Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. And so I want us all to believe we can, because it's astounding to consider that the thing that separates us from that future that's possible is nothing other than a mindset. And if enough people had this mindset that that future is possible, and it simply depends on us connecting with each other, then that future will become inevitable. So please join me in this effort. Join me in sharing this word and in gathering together in dinners and walking through a process of connecting in the heart and taking on action that's manageable and sustainable. If 11 million people are taking small actions across this nation, only 15 minutes a week is all it would take. For that many people would be the equivalent of 7 Apple corporations working full-time. So thank you for your attention, for taking this vision seriously, and please join me in making this a reality. Thank you.